And then we're going to go take out the droppings using the pistol, probably. That's the easiest one to do. I'm trying to talk a little bit more during these. There's really not a whole lot of information to give that's not basic stuff around here. It's going to get a lot more interesting as I go throughout the game and we get to a new area, but right now we're playing cleanup. Kind of literally, because that's the mission at hand. But we're just kind of playing cleanup. We're doing the very last missions that Firestone has to offer us, at least at this part of the game. We are going to have to come back for a couple extra things. We'll see that all in good time, of course. But right now we're just doing these missions, which aren't really fun. They don't really have a purpose. They're just something to do, I guess. You're assigned them, so I do them. When the game is done, this list here will be empty. And by done, I mean relatively, because there are some DLC missions that are going to be insanely difficult to do if I don't have the right equipment. Like Cromrax is the final boss, and his max level that he can be is a higher level than the player's max level. So he can go all the way up to level 74, and I don't actually know if I've ever successfully beat that boss without modded weapons. And I won't be using modded weapons in this series, but I don't know, he's really difficult. Okay, I almost missed that. I need to actually turn in this mission to Ned, or Zed? Zed. Zed. Ned is a DLC thing. Class mod! Explain it, Claptrap. Alright, so basically what that means is these things can affect you in a lot of ways. So like, I now have health regeneration because I have a survivor class mod. I mentioned earlier that that is my favorite one because it regens your health. But now we gotta do these very last missions. These are the ones that I was talking about. What hit the fan? I'm gonna go turn this in real quick. But everything else, these are just kind of the fun, last thing to do missions of Firestone. And then we get to move on to the Doll Headland, which is kind of just another area full of a bunch of different missions, and it's really fun to do. New Haven we'll also be getting to pretty soon. There are a lot of things to... I don't know why I didn't just turn this in. You can do one of two things. Play the game intelligently or talk. It's pretty tough to do both of these, but... I mean, at this point now, if you're even watching this, if anybody's watching these episodes, then you're probably used to my rambles, so... Yeah, I just love this game. Alright, Claptrap talked to, Ernest found. We're going to ignore that. We are going to go over to the Headstone Mine, which is exactly where we were just at. We have one last thing to do. We got to blow up the pipeline. And then we're going to come out of there. After that area, we're going to go down to the area on my left. We're going to find a dead guy we don't know if he's dead yet. I'm spoiling the movie. And then we'll get his missions. Alright. I venture to say as much that I might try to run through this. Unlike last time, except like this time I might actually run through it. But these guys are similar to my level. It might be worth it. Oh, by the way, what Sludge's shotgun just did to that bruiser, how many stuff can I... Alright, I'm at 9. I'm gonna go sell my stuff. Sludge's shotgun can actually launch people, so people have made modified versions of this gun. You can see the stats here. 10,000 burst count, 106% damage. It does a ton of damage. It packs a punch, so it's like 570, 570, and then like you shoot that twice, it's over 1,000 damage times the 106%. You can knock people out easily with this gun. It's insanely powerful and extremely fast. Like it shoots very fast, and that's really, really good. And when you're in multiplayer mode, you can aim up at a player like this, and then you can shoot them with a modified version of this gun, meaning you either have a shield, which makes you invincible, or the modified gun doesn't actually do any damage to people, and then you can just send people flying. It's pretty hard to demonstrate it when they hit the wall. Let's do reload speed. Alright, I'm going to... maybe take this route? Is that guy going to be in there? If so, I'm going to kill him. Oh, there's no turret. Okay. Let's go quick! Alright, so the pipelines, you need to put down the explosives and then blow up that pipeline up there. 1, I can hear him, I can hear him, I can hear him. 2. The reason I shoot once and immediately, like, punch is because a lot of times one shot is enough to kill him, and then you want to just punch him, because it actually has a lot of melee damage. And you see that right there? If I would have held down on the trigger, then I probably wouldn't have gotten the kill, because I would have had to reload, and then he would have done some damage, and I was already almost dead. Okay, now you can actually skip that right there, and now that I've put down all 3 of the pipeline detonators, go over here, and then we get this epic not cutscene, but like this epic visual. Check this out. There isn't even an animation, it just blows up. That's kind of an animation. And then the scraps just fall through the map. But hey, what can you expect from a 2009 game? There's no chest to pick up here. Let's actually explore a little bit. What's actually down here? Pick up some shotgun shells, pick up more ammo. Just more areas of the map. I really like the amount of work that went into this game. I think this is a pretty solid game, even for its time, I gotta say. Was that actually a mission I turned in? No, I gotta go all the way back to the bounty board for that. Some of these missions are pretty grindy, and making a series out of it, like, maybe not the best idea, but I like to do every mission. Alright, so Bruce McLean's gonna be right down there. It's not really much of a scavenger hunt when they give you a waypoint, but I guess it's easy to ignore if you want to, and, I don't know. It would make the game pretty boring if you had no idea where this guy was in this entire place. I also think this mission is a little bit out of order, because you can see these guys are level 14. I'm level 20. I mean, this guy's not even hurting me. 1 XP. We're back to that again. I'm actually going to do... Oh, did I actually sell my shotgun? Oh, I even thought about it too. Oh, also I punch for 2 reasons. It cancels the reload, and sometimes a punch smack is a perfect enough combo to take out anybody, and that's not what I was looking for. That's a white gun. That... Is there anything worth buying? Not even close. So let's sell that and that. And get this. Box of cigars. So there's a little bug, I know, where you're not supposed to get your vehicle over there, but if you hit this just right, you can pop your vehicle over. And I know you can do it from the other side too. So even though they put up this barricade that you're not supposed to drive through, you can quite easily actually get your vehicle on the other side of it, which makes areas like over here pretty easy, but they've even got a failsafe. Oh my, it's stuck. That's not going anywhere. That's no problem. Let's just get rid of it. You see that little skull in the lower right? I mentioned this a couple episodes ago as well, that when you blow up your car, it actually gives you the effect. Kind of a bug. I don't know that it really matters, but I have actually been playing in past run-throughs of this game where it has benefited me to just blow up the car, because sometimes if it's a really low health, the car health does regenerate just like a normal player shield. This always has 1 item, by the way. This chest, it always has a single item. I don't know why. But when your car health is really, really low, sometimes it just doesn't make sense to... That's a big enemy. Okay. Makes sense to let it heal up all the way. So what I would do is I would just blow it up, get the effect, not have to wait for it to heal, and then I just kill everybody. And sometimes that works. That was pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. Why do I have that on my screen? Oh, it's a glitch. I hate that stuff. Okay, it went away this time pretty nicely, but there have been times where like it gives me the full... Every time I hit X, it'll say full, 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 meaning like you can't pick anything up, and it stops you from basically playing the game. You can't reload, you can't do anything. You basically need to leave the match, go right back into it, and let's see if I can pick up all those skulls without actually putting the mission on. That was a shooting star. Nice. Alright, so here's one guy. That's a fast SMG. Oh, that's a fast assault rifle. Alright. So let's pick up the one skull. Wait for my shield to regen. They're shooting at me, but they're not hitting me. He might. Yeah, like I mentioned, these skulls are just kind of one last thing you need to do to kind of... Can you? Oh, cool. These skulls are one last thing that you need to do to finish up this area before you can move on. It's not really that interesting. These guys are obviously really easy to kill. Not really much of a challenge. You're just kind of running through these last missions, but then when you move on, the enemies kind of match your level, and you're, holy crap, I'll take it. And then there's one more chest below. And it's just pretty much junk. So let's move on from here and see if we can find the rest of those skulls. Here's one there, there's one over there. I actually really like these grenades. It was not planned to be using explosive fire MIRVs, incendiary MIRVs, but oh man, has it been effective. Alright, 7. There's one on the outside, not one up there. Okay. This is another area. To be completely honest, I don't think I've ever been up there. I mean, ever. Okay, I'm gonna go there right now. Because this is brand new for both me and you as a viewer, I would hope. There might be an extra chest up here. Because this is one of those things where there aren't really any missions. Yeah, there's nothing. There aren't really any missions for this spot. So there isn't really any incentive to come up here. But it's here. Can you run through this wall? I have to know. Because like I showed in the headstone mines, sometimes they just... Gearbox wouldn't put invisible walls. And then sometimes they do something like this where the invisible wall is way too imposing. And it doesn't even make sense where it is. I don't honestly know what the point is of this, but okay. First time I've ever been here. Can't say, based on my current knowledge, that there's any reason I'd ever go back. But that was interesting. Alright, let's go finish up these final skulls. And then we'll turn in all these missions, hopefully all at once, and then we'll be leaving Firestone. About fucking time. I can honestly say I don't know where the last skull is. I'm gonna just poke around. What is he? You know what? I think I'm just gonna leave him. He's not hurting anybody. I have to. Oh, there's nothing in there anyway. Where is this last? There it is. Yeah, I thought so. Because I kind of went in here and came out so fast that I didn't think there'd be anything in there. So this is all Firestone bounty board. Let's head out of here. Did everybody just respawn? That wouldn't even surprise me. Oh, man. So... every area kind of has a timer. I don't know any specifics, but I know that each area has a timer for its enemies, and after a certain amount of time they just come back. And that's kind of what just happened there. But after we leave Firestone, we'll have a new area on our list. And the game will open up what is called quick travel, where you can select different areas to teleport to. And it is way faster. So like... what I'm doing right now is, you know, driving all the way back to this bounty board, going a terribly long distance for just a few missions, final ones, and you can actually get on top of that rock. I'm going to do that right after this. And it's not, you know, fun. It's kind of like Pokemon when you finally get your running shoes and the game really starts to pick up. This game has a really slow start. I hate that I'm mentioning this now. In fact, this should have been in my very first Borderlands video, but it's true that this game, it it shouldn't, but it really takes kind of a few hours to seriously get going. Even as a veteran player who loves this game, I don't necessarily love the beginning game, but let's get on top of that rock.